Dogsomyn Bodoo was a prominent early 20th-century Mongolian politician who was one of the founding members of the Mongolian People's Revolutionary Party. He was elected leader of the provisional revolutionary government and following the Outer Mongolian Revolution of 1921 became the country's first prime minister from July 1921 to January 1922. A power struggle led to his resignation on January 7, 1922. He was subsequently charged with treason for conspiring to overthrow the government, and was executed on August 31, 1922. Early life. Bodoo was born in 1895 in Manshir in present-day Tov province. He obtained his elementary education at the Manjushri monastery and then studied at the Mongolian Language and Literature School in Kure. He later became a scribe at the Shavian Yam and then a Mongolian language teacher at the Russian-Mongolian School for Translators. He was literate in Mongolian, Tibetan, Manchu and Chinese. He became the Kure representative of the Harban newspaper Mongolan Sonan Bishagan under the pseudonym Bodoo, correspondent and editor of Shine Tol and Niasalel Harini Sonan Bishag newspapers. Founding of the Mongolian People's Party, exposed to Russian Bolshevism through his contacts and acquaintances at the Russian consulate, Bodoo founded the secret anti-Chinese resistance and revolutionary organization Consul-Ndeng after the occupation of Kure by the Chinese General Zhu Shuzheng in late 1919. Other members of the group included Damban Chagdarjav, Darazavan Losol, and Korlagyan Kwybalsan, who acted as Bodoo's Russian interpreter. Encouraged by contacts at the Russian consulate, Bodoo's group eventually merged with another resistance group, Zuanhuri, whose membership included Solian Danzan, Danzrabalijian Dogsomyn, and Damdin Sukbator. On June 25, 1920, the new organization renamed itself the Mongolian People's Party. Bodoo was a member of the first MPP delegation that included Kwybalsan, Danzan, Losol, Chagdarjav, Dogsomyn, and Sukbator that journeyed to Russia to establish contact with the Soviets in 1920. He was named Minister of External Affairs in the provisional government at the MPP conference held secretly in Troitsk, Russia from March 1 to 3, 1921. A month later he was also named Prime Minister after Chagdarjav was relieved of the position. Prime Minister Bodoo became the Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the revolutionary government following the liberation of Kure from forces loyal to Roman von Ungern-Sternberg by joint Mongol and Red Army forces on July 6, 1921. He signed and issued Mongolia's Declaration of Independence on September 14, 1921. Soon thereafter, however, the political rivalry between Bodoo and Solian Danzan intensified when Danzan lost his seat as party leader to a relative of Bodoo's. Danzan, who was Minister of Finance, engineered various plots to oust the Prime Minister from office by persuading influential figures that Bodoo was short-tempered, short-sighted, and not of serious person. Downfall. Danzan's accusations gained traction in late 1921 after Bodoo's campaign to modernize the people by forcibly cutting off feudal ornaments from Mongolian deals such as large cuffs, women's jewelry, and even long hair resulted in an angry public backlash. Sensing Bodoo's weak political position, Danzan accused him of plotting with the charismatic independence leader Yarlama as well as with the Chinese and Americans to undermine the revolution and establish an autocratic government. On January 7, 1922, Bodoo resigned from all of his positions within the government for putatively health reasons. Death. Danzan nevertheless pursued charges against Bodoo until he was convicted of conspiring with reactionary revolutionary enemies to destroy the government. Bodoo and several other former ministers, including his predecessor Damban Chagdarjav, were arrested and interrogated by a Russian agent. Bodoo was executed by shooting on August 31, 1922. To blunt criticism of Bodoo's execution by powerful religious groups, party leaders including Subator invited the Hutat, or Saint Incarnate, Jalkans Kutat Sodnom and Damdin Bazar to become the next prime minister.